Good morning, CDT day 141, also known as 10 days left on trail. So, my hat is on completely wrong right now. But anyways, had a pretty good sleep last night, but it rained all night and into this morning. And if you guys remember what happened last time I got caught in the rain, my phone died and I was very cold and everything was terrible. So I decided to just lay back, relax, and just wait it out. So it is now 10:40 a.m. and I'm just getting started. I just saw some other thru hikers pass me. I think I recognized them, but didn't stop them to talk. Probably, see them at some point. I hear the rest of their group behind me, so I think I'm right in the middle of them. I think they're the people that I saw in Helena, but regardless, I'm starting way later than I wanted to today, so I'm not going to get nearly the mileage that I wanted to, which is unfortunate, but just something to deal with. I have enough food to get out of here, get out of this section, which is what I had planned for. I planned for an extra day just in case of rain, so should be just fine. So I'm getting walking now. And water crossings are getting a little more iffy thanks to the extra water and the extra mud surrounding it. But I did forget to mention today is Tuesday, September 17th. And in about 5 or so miles, I will be halfway through this section. Three days plus a handful of miles. So, almost halfway. Oh yeah, and the Chinese wall is right there. So, really nice to wake up to that beauty. I'm starting to leave the Chinese wall. It's entirely possible that I see more of it later on because it just seems to extend forever. But for now, it is just an amazing view of it from far out. So I just wanted to capture that before I head around the corner. So I am now heading this way. Some cool mountains as well. Can you see the aspens starting to change? See all that yellow in there? So cool. A lot of that also is not just the aspens, but these grasses or kind of alpine plants like these. Very small leaves, but they're everywhere, and they change colors too. So when you look at a hillside, you're seeing those change as well. Much brighter, more neon greens. Some of them get into some deep reds, but a lot of yellow so far. It's really cool. And then there's a bit of a fog out here, mist, that's making the mountains look really cool and kind of dark and ominous. Here's a good example of a lot of the plants that are turning red from their previous green. You can see there's still some green in there, so it's obvious that they're in transition. But yeah, these are some deep reds, and it's even nice to get the contrast of the bright green grass that doesn't change color. And it makes that red kind of pop even more. It's really cool. It's almost like a crimson. I just made it to the intersection of the official CDT alternate Spotted Bear Pass. This is one that almost everybody takes. It's more scenic, it's pretty beautiful, and it'll get me through a little bit quicker, which is needed on a section like this that has so many miles on it. And that 180 miles that I was saying that this section is, it includes this 16-mile shortcut on Spotted Bear Pass, so it could be even worse without it. So I'm at the intersection right now, so that's the CDT going north. That's where I just came from going south, and that's where I'm going to head now, is down there. So the good news is I have 10.5 miles of almost exclusive downhill coming up starting now. Actually starting a couple miles back, so almost 12, 13 total miles of almost complete downhill. And then after that, I'm going to have a big climb, 2,600 feet over 4 miles, something like that. It's going to be big. I'll get the details once we get there. I did end up running into the two hikers that were ahead of me. It was Bambi and Snake Legs. Those are two of the people in the big group that I saw in Helena. So they confirmed that the people behind me that I heard voices of this morning but never ran into are the other people in that group. So there's 3 hikers around me, which is pretty cool. It sounds like I might get more miles in today than them, so I'm not sure if I'm going to see them. But they'll probably see me tomorrow morning if I keep getting up as late as I do. It's raining pretty much all morning, but just this tiny sprinkling, a little bit of snow earlier actually. So it's chilly out. So I got puffy on, gloves on, but that helps me walk a lot longer. I've gone 6 miles so far in the day, and I have no need to stop or sit down. And usually my breaks are anywhere from 4 to 6 miles. So I'm thinking I won't need to stop and take a rest till probably at least 10 total miles, so like 4 more. And it's possible I could go all the way down to right before this climb, considering the fact that it's downhill the whole way. I credit that to being gentler on myself and having more rest. So I finally came to this epiphany this morning that I think I've been pounding my feet. I've been like really rushing through these sections trying to like push through these miles, and it's because sometimes, a lot of times, subconsciously I don't realize my own pace, and I put myself in a position that makes me have to take a break every 4 to 6 miles because of how much taxing I'm putting on my body. So now I'm just taking it easy, like going nice and slow, or at least like a normal rhythm, and I'm taking it easy, and it seems to be working. My feet feel better, I don't feel as fatigued, and I was still passing, the other hikers. So I think this is the way to do it, and I think that's how I've been doing it on my successful days. I just haven't been conscious of it. So I'm trying to stay conscious of it, keep myself in this rhythm where I'm being gentle on my feet, putting a little more pressure on my trekking poles than on my feet themselves, really being conscious to avoid stones and sticks and things that put pressure points on my feet and things like that. And I think I'll be in pretty good shape today to try to get those miles in, even though I started really late. So looking forward to this nice downhill. I also just saw a small family of elk, probably about 4 or 5 of them. Too fast for me to catch on camera though. So that's the update of the first 6 miles. On to the next 10.5. Waterfall! Do you see that out there? That looks like blue sky to me. Even got a couple hints of sunshine as well. I think we're getting into some good weather again. Well, I was going to stop for lunch about 3 miles further up the trail before the switchbacks start, but I found the Pentagon cabin. I wasn't even checking Guthug for this section, didn't even know that this was here. So really nice open flat area next to a water source. It'll be a perfect place to stop and take a lunch. And have an interesting statistic to show you guys as soon as I look up what it is. 1 second. So this is actually my first break of the day. So I just walked 16.6 miles without a single break, whereas usually I'm pushing it to 7. So a lot had to do with that, I'm sure. Chilly temperatures, cold water keeping me motivated to continue on. No good places to take a break, and downhill most of the way. So all that together combined to give me a pretty decent walk. So 16.6 miles on the day so far. It is 4 p.m. or just shy of 4 p.m. so that means I did all of that in about 5 hours. So just a hair more than 3 miles per hour averaging on that. So I'm feeling pretty good about that, especially after leaving camp at like 10:45. that kind of stunk. So to be able to put out a pretty good effort like this makes me feel quite a bit better. Unfortunately, I have that big climb coming up, one of the, I think, top 10 in terms of elevation change, top 10, top 20 biggest climbs on the CDT. So I'm going to have my work cut out for me pretty soon, but for now, I'm going to take my shoes off and I'm going to have some lunch. Yeah, just checked on that. From here to the top of what's going to be called Switchback Pass, it looks like it's going to be 2,920 feet of climbing. The nice thing is I get to do that over about 6 miles, so it's not terrible, but it's still going to be a big ass climb. Whew, 2,900, yikes. To put in perspective elevation, right now I'm in an elevation of just shy of 4,800, and I'm going to be going up to just shy of 7,800. So this is actually right now one of the lower elevations I've been since like New Mexico. I mean, there were a couple 4,000 foot areas in Montana, but hell of a lot lower than most of New Mexico and most of Colorado, and even a fair amount, probably all of Wyoming. So pretty low, and that's about to change because I'm going up. I did it! 2,900 feet of climbing, and I did it without even a rest break, without even a standing stop. Yes! Oh my god, that feels good. Alright, we are at the top of Switchback Pass, aptly named because I just went up switchbacks for the longest time. But just check out how gorgeous this view is. You can't get too many views because it's all forested to the top, but this is a real good one. Oh, my hands are apparently cold enough that I can't zoom. So, whoa, there we go. Look at that. So beautiful. And then this, ooh, big bodacious babes right here. Ooh. And then the other side, which is where I'm going next, has this beautiful mountain, which is the other side of this pass, and then all this cool rocky stuff that I'll be going down for the next little while. So I'm expecting to see some pretty cool views out there. I can already start to see some amazing ones. This is pretty awesome. 2,900 feet, no stops. All right. I don't know what got into me today, but I am feeling good. Whew. And the other side does not disappoint. Oh my god. Big climbs get big rewards, right? Holy hell. And then just everything I'm on is just so rocky. Like this right here. It's all just like rock underneath my feet, all down there. Wow. It's like its own little Chinese wall. My god. Here's a view looking back up at the pass from where that last video was taken. Wow. The sadistic nutcases who made me go over that pass just made me do another 200-foot climb right after. But I'm not so upset about it anymore, because look at this. Okay, folks, I was going to go past this, but now I'm not sure. I think I should camp here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, this is Dean Lake. I can already tell it has some like pretty clear water, kind of emerald. And I mean, how could I pass up the opportunity to see this at sunrise? If the weather stays the way I think it's supposed to be, or where it's supposed to be, sunrise is gonna hit this thing perfect. And I just don't see why I would pass that up just to go another 2 to 4 miles down the trail. I mean, this is it. I put in a lot of hard work today. I think this is it. I'm camping here. I'll let you guys have a longer view at this while I give you tonight's stats. So today I walked 24.2 miles and did 5,900 feet of climbing. That was all done starting at 10:45 a.m. and I ended at 7:45. So I did all that in about 9 hours, which feels pretty darn good to me. So to end where I am ending now is totally fine with me. I might be 0.8 off of my 25 average, but like I was mentioning before, I have about 5 bonus miles that I can use to account for that. So now I'm down to about 4 bonus miles, so that's totally fine by me. I will give you guys another beautiful view of this tomorrow morning, hopefully with a nice unobstructed sunrise. And then we'll be on the way tomorrow to have another 25-mile day. This is day 4 in the Bob Marshall Wilderness out of 7. And this is just so I got more than the halfway point on distance earlier this morning as well. So also went over 100 miles, I think, sometime today. So for the people that are on the AT and are worried about, 100-mile wilderness through Maine, I just did about 100-mile wilderness earlier today and have about 3 days left to go yet, so it can always be worse. Well, I mean, better as far as I'm concerned, because even though it's tough to be out here this long, to be able to see views like this is just, it's insane. It's really, really insane how amazing it is. So my camp is going to be right here in this semi-flat spot. Little bit of a bend to it, but that does not matter because I will have an unobstructed view of the water. And I will appear to be more than 100 feet away, so I don't believe I'm breaking any rules. There's a developed campsite right over here, actually. There's a fire pit over there, so if the other thru hikers end up catching up, I told them I'd probably be here tonight, so if they end up catching up, maybe we'll have a fire or something. But if not, this is me continuing solo through some of the most beautiful country in the world, and loving it, absolutely loving it. So I'm calling that the end of the day. So I hope you enjoy your night as much as I will. I'm going to set up my tent, have a little dinner, and go to sleep. And I'll see y'all in the morning.